Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma.
Okay, great. So, if there's anything that you want me to know, you want to say something, you can just unmute yourself and then speak, since it's just the two of us in this class. Because I will be looking at my slides, so just unmute and talk to me when you have anything to say. However, when it comes to questions, just write them down. Then, when it's time for questions, you can then go ahead and ask your question. Is that fine?
All right, ma.
Okay, great. Um, Yesterday we started our week 2 lesson, and we were talking about calendar management. And this today we're going to be discussing core administrative skill. Same topic for this week. Under this topic, we're going to be discussing email and inbox management. That's what we're going to be having today. So let's get right into it. Okay. Now we have when it comes to email and inbox management, one of it is inbox zero strategy. Before we even start this lesson, I want to believe that you went through what we discussed yesterday. If you have any question, just go ahead and ask. Do you have any question?
No, ma.
Okay, so since you do not have any question, I believe you understand everything we talked about yesterday, right?
Yes, ma.
Okay, great. So let's get right into it. So for email and inbox management, we have what we call inbox zero strategy. So I made my notes so easy to read that when you go through it, you understand exactly what we are doing, exactly what I am talking about. So I'm just going to read and then explain what is on the screen. Okay, great. Kalista, are you with us?
Yes, ma'am, with you. Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon. You were not with us yesterday.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't make it to class. I'm really very sorry.
Okay, no issue. You're welcome today. This week,
Thank you, ma'am.
you're welcome. This week we are learning calendar management and also part of email and inbox management. That is for this week. We've not gone far into this lesson. Yesterday we talked about how to manage a client's calendar in a way that even a child, when they come across such calendar, they understand exactly what the calendar is saying. They do not have to call you as a VA to inquire what's up with your calendar, what does the calendar say, and all of that. So they just understand. So this is our week 2 topic, which is core administrative skill. And today we're going to be focusing on email and inbox management. Under which one, the first topic we're going to be learning is inbox zero strategy. So like I was saying, I made my notes so easy that when you read through it, you understand exactly what each thing says on my class notes. So number one we're going to be learning today is inbox zero strategy. So I'll just read and then explain what it means. Now, inbox zero is a productivity philosophy developed by writer Merlin Mann. The goal is to keep the email inbox empty or near empty at all times by processing every email as it arrives rather than letting it accumulate. Now, last week, Kalisa, if you remember, we talked about email management, and I made mention of inbox zero. This is simple term for making sure that your inbox is empty. Though you have emails, you probably have emails in your start, in your drafts, or labels, filtered labels, and all of that. You have emails there, but the particular inbox is empty. So that's what inbox zero is However, sometimes you might not be able to empty your inbox. Uh, since you will not be able to empty your inbox, whatever is on the inbox should be what is necessary to be there. Like something that if I come to the inbox, okay, I just know that there's no need for you to be in any label. I'll just see it. So for inbox zero as a VA, having your inbox being zero is one of the it's one of the skill you need to have to make your work even effective. Because I don't want to, when you're handling my email, I don't want to come check my email and I'm seeing random things in my inbox. It will just, make me disorganized. So when as a VA you're handling a client's email and they come over to their email and they say that there's nothing on their inbox, I believe that that means we've handled everything. Everything that I need to handle would either be starred, which will tell me that this is important for me to attend to, or it is in a particular folder which I will understand. And we also talked about color labeling and all of that. So inbox zero is making sure that
Hello, is anyone there?
can you hear me now?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I don't know what happened. I got disconnected. I'm really sorry about that. Let me share my screen again. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, ma.
Great. I can see that Adiza joined us. You're welcome to class, Adiza.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. This is the first time you're joining us. But you're welcome anyway. So let's continue. I'm sorry once again for the disconnection. So I'm just going to continue. So, like I said, inbox zero is one of the powers you need to have as a VA. Handling someone inbox and they come to see that their inbox is empty, whatever it is that they're looking for. If it's important messages, it will be under start. If it's something that they are aware of and they have a folder for it, it is filtered already. They will just go directly to the folder, which you probably would use color code for. or you just use a title for it so it will be easy for them to access such emails. So Inbox Zero is one of the productivity tools productivity skill you need to have as a VA. Now going further, we have the core principle. Every email you open should be actioned immediately, either deleted, archived, delegated, responded to, or deferred to a specific time. So when it comes to Inbox Zero strategy, we have a principle, which means that whenever an email comes into your inbox, you should take action immediately. Either you are deleting the email because it's irrelevant, scam messages, or spam messages that are just irrelevant, or you are archiving the message, or you're delegating. Archiving is saving the message away from inbox so you can either go back to it. It's not maybe it's not something that you need to respond to. However, it is something that you would want to go back to get maybe an information from later when you need it. So you archive such emails, um, or you delegate such email. Maybe there's somebody that is supposed to be responding to the email. Let's say when it comes to finance, you have a financial manager in the organization you're working with, and there's an information that has to do with finance, an email that has to do with finance, maybe a pricing for one of the services that your organization provides, or just financial details regarding maybe what the organization purchased during the week or whatever time, and there's a finance manager for it. You then delegate it, send the email, rather forward the email to the financial admin or the financial manager or whoever that has to handle it. So that's what it comes to delegate. Or you respond to it. So if it's an email that needs urgent response, you respond to the email immediately. If it's a message that needs to be deferred, which means that the email probably will take you time to respond to the email because you're busy at the time that the email came in, you can then defer it. That means you set a time that you're going to respond to it. You're busy right now and you feel in the next 2 hours you're going to be free. So you set an alarm or schedule schedule responding to email on your calendar so that by the time that you schedule it, if your alarm, your calendar goes off, letting you know that there's an email you need to attend to. When you get to that time, you're going to receive the alarm, you're going to receive the info that there's an email that you actually deferred and you should attend to it. So that's some of the principles when it comes to Inbox Zero. Now, yesterday we talked about calendar management and how you should not delete scheduled meetings because the meeting is not going to happen again, or the meeting has already happened, not unfortunately, has already happened due to certain things, or it was cancelled, or something just came up. You should not delete such meetings or scheduled meetings. What you should do is inquire from who you're working with to know what you're going to do with it. So when it comes to emails as well, I wrote either deleted. What I mean by either deleted, I'm talking in the sense of maybe spam messages or scam messages. There are some links that you click to search for something, and there are such links. They send your info to other like sites as well. Like when you visit a site, they have this thing where they send your info to another site that is like theirs. I don't know if I'm making sense. You log into, rather you are trying to access an information, so you click on a site, and then while you're on the site, you will see other messages from other sites popping up. There's a possibility that that site that you clicked on has sent your info to those other sites. So those other sites might get your email address through that means, and then they will start sending you emails. So when you see such emails, you know that it doesn't relate to anything. Those emails are spam, they are scams, and what have you. You just delete them. But when it comes to other messages that even if it's not important, it's not priority. However, it has something to do with the organization, or it's not an irrelevant message. It is just a message you don't know. It could be a new thing that your boss just got into, so you don't delete such messages. You inquire from who you're working with to know what to do with the email. And like I said yesterday, when it comes to calendar management, you give them options. You give who you're working with options, so they choose exactly the time that they want to schedule their meeting. Also with email, you give them options as if you should apply or if they are going to not apply. if you should reply to the email, or they are going to reply to the email themselves, or you should just archive the email, or just give them options so it will be easier for them to just make decisions immediately and faster. So that's when it comes to deleting. So these are the principles when it comes to inbox zero. When an email comes, immediately you see it, you respond to it. Now, I'm not saying immediately it comes. I'm saying immediately you see it. Sometimes you might be handling a task as a VA for whoever you're working with. While you're handling the task, in the morning, you resume office, the first thing you should do is check what's on the calendar for the week, for the day, and then let your boss knows what our agenda is for the day. And then you go into your email, check if there are new emails that popped up, or if there are emails that you need to respond to in the morning, or you will see the time that you have to respond to the email, or you have even scheduled the emails. You will see that, okay, there's an email scheduled for today that will go at so time, you know. So for the rest part of the day, you're going to be working on another task. So when you're working on the other task, you might not want to check your email, so you will not be distracted. So when you come to checking your email, it is when you see it. So you might not see it at the time you came in, but however time you see the email, you should respond. You should take action immediately. Either you're deleting useless messages, useless emails, or you're archiving emails that don't need response. They are just there to give you information. You need to respond, like messages that have no reply email. You archive them just in case you want to go back to get an info from it and what have you. Or you delegate the tasks, you delegate the email, which is forwarded to somebody who is supposed to be handling the email, responding to the email, or you respond to it immediately. If it's an email that will not take you up to 5 minutes to do, since you're having another task to do, you respond to it immediately, or you defer, which is schedule a time that you're going to attend to the email. If it's an email that is going to take longer time for you to respond to. So that is that for inbox zero. Now to our second, okay, under inbox zero as well, we have the 5 action framework. The 5 action framework. Let me see if I can see this. Give me a moment. Okay, great. So we have the 5 action framework, which is the 5 action framework for inbox zero is delete if irrelevant, delegate, that is forward if someone else should handle it, respond if it takes less than 2 minutes for you to respond to, defer, that means flag or move to action folder, flag or move to quote to action folder if it needs more time. So this means that if there's a folder that you tagged to action, that means this thing needs some immediate action, but at the time you are busy, so you're going to send such emails to the folder that is titled to action, so that when you're done, you're free, or the alarm goes off letting you know that there's an email that you defer that you scheduled to respond to, you just go into your to action folder and then you access the email and then you respond to it at the time you're supposed to. And you also archive. That's the last action framework of the zero. You archive if it is for reference only. Just like I said, it is an email that you don't have to respond to. You just need it for information, for insight. For instance, her beauty salon, they always share information on their their new product that they are launching and all of that. You don't have to respond to such email. You just read it and then you archive such email in case your boss wants to get information on what their new product is, or maybe she's expecting them to even release a new product. She wants to get to know, and then you archive it. She goes there to find out, are these people actually set a date for the release of the product that they've been announcing since. You can go there to see it and then to check the date. Okay, this is when they're going to be doing their review, or their whatever they are doing for they're going to do the product, release the product, the day they're going to put it on their website. She can go there to find out the date, the time it will be on their site, so that she can access it and all of that. So that's what archive is for. So these are the 5 action framework for inbox zero. So you should have this as a note in whatever you're copying, whether you're writing on your system, your notebook, or whatever, so that when it comes when you're handling an email, in fact, you should be practicing with yours. When you're handling your email, you just check, okay, as I'm handling this email, what are the things I'm supposed to do? You go through it, 5 action framework, which you should not forget. Delete. If this message is rubbish, you delete it. If it's relevant, you delete it. If it's something that, okay, who is supposed to handle it, there's somebody else that's supposed to respond to it. Let's say you're even doing some your personal email, for instance. Let's start with our personal email. You use your email to register for something for your mom or your dad, and then they send an email to you. You can Can you guys still hear me?
Yes,
Can
I can
you
hear
still
you
hear me?
now.
Yes, Mike, I hear you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Um, okay, now let's go back. Okay, so you just have this on your notepad so that you can check and whenever it is you're handling your email, you just check and delete, delegate if you are respond to it, defer or I just have this. These are the things that they come up for in order to keep your inbox clean. So the next is use folders, labels, and filters to automate inbox organization. Newsletters go to one folder, client emails to another folder, finance-related emails to another folder. So when it comes to keeping inbox zero, use folders. Use label creating folders. Last week when we were handling email management, how to create folders. So you create folder for a particular that you want to keep in a particular folder so that it's easy for you to access. You'll not be going everywhere. Labels also, you label emails that should be in one particular place and then you filter. Like last week we talked about filtering messages, which is when we use filter for a message, whenever the email comes into your whenever somebody sends an email, it will not land on your inbox at all. It will go directly to the particular folder that you filtered, the particular folder that has filter on it. That is where the email will go directly. It will not go, you will not see it on your inbox at all. So it keeps your inbox clean. You don't have to be delegating where you want the email to go. You don't have to send it to any folder or archive it or this. It will just go directly to where you want it to go to. It won't land on your inbox at all. So that is where filter is good. Labels, you use folders to automate your inbox organization. Now you create a folder, a label, or you use filter for newsletters to go to one folder. Client email, which is newsletters, when it comes to information, a particular institution is always sending information because you subscribe to them. You create a folder for them specifically if you want to be receiving emails for them, you want to be knowing what's up with what they are doing, what's up with what they are doing, the organization, they'll be sending information to you through email. You create a particular folder for them. It's even better you use filters for them because most of these sites that do newsletters and you're subscribed to, they always send emails like every 2 days. So if you don't use filter, you'll be the one to manually um, handle, have to archive or send them to wherever you want to send them to. But for newsletters kind of emails, it's best that you use filter for them. So your inbox will not be filled up for no reason. Now for client emails, you also create a folder, a label, or have filter on client email so that it will go exactly to where you want. Because most times some client emails are important. Some can be tagged VIP, and those ones are meant specifically for your boss to respond to. So you can use filters for them so that they will go directly to the email that you want them to go to, so that whoever should look at it, if it is you or your boss, once she wants to respond to a VIP client's email, she know the exact title for the folder that you used. She will go directly there, or you can even use the color to identify the client's emails that she needs to respond to. Also, finance related emails that has to do with finance. Maybe you're not the one that's supposed to be handling it, however, you're the one that handles your boss's emails, and she receives emails from another department concerning the mission finances. You tag it finance folder and all of that, and if it's something you need to um, delegate to somebody else to handle, and then you just know that okay, finance emails, I'm going to send them directly, I'm going to filter them to the folder that is tagged finance, so that once you just come to your email, once you open your email, you see that okay, There's some messages that are on, there are some emails that are on the finance labeled folder. You open it and then you start sending them to whoever is supposed to respond to such emails. So that is that for that. Now to the next one, same thing under inbox zero strategy. We have inbox hygiene for VAs. Inbox hygiene for VAs. The same way that you're trying to keep yourself clean, you should also do the same for your inbox or your client's inbox as well. Make sure that it is clean, it is looking sharp. So when it comes to hygiene, inbox hygiene for VAs, inbox zero is not about obsessively checking email. It is about processing email efficiently during defined times rather than letting it disrupt your focus. Like I said, when it comes to inbox zero, it doesn't mean you have to always be checking your email every 1 hour just so you're able to keep your inbox clean. No, it is just being able to set your email in a way that it will arrange itself even when you're not there. That is where filter comes in. Or even if you've not checked your email for about 6 hours, you know that whatever is landing on your inbox landed on your inbox within the hours of when you did not check it, when you checked it last, and now that you're checking it. So you know that the only emails that you should be seeing on your inbox are emails that landed during the time you were away from your email. Not that you when you checked your email, when you went off your email, there are some emails that are unread there. So next time when you're coming to check your email, you have previous emails that you're supposed to have read, checked, or respond to. You're supposed to have responded to before, and then new ones are adding to it, and then you have a lot that you have to handle. So when it comes to inbox zero, it doesn't mean you have to be checking your email every second, every hour. It just means that you handle your email efficiently at a specific time. So it could be that, like I said, as a VA, when you resume in the morning, the first thing you should be checking is your calendar. Afterwards, be checking your email to know what's going on. That's the first thing. So you should know that at this particular time, I'm checking my email. So at that particular time that you're checking your email, you make sure that you handle everything that needs to be handled when it comes to email handling at that particular time. So that when you exit your email or your client's email, if you understand what I'm talking about, when you exit the email and you're doing something else, nothing will disturb you. You are not thinking about, oh, I should quickly finish this task that I'm doing so that I want to respond to the email I did not respond to. No, if there's an email that you're supposed to respond to when you resume to work in the morning or whatever time you resume work as a VA, and you know you cannot respond to that moment, you should then set a schedule the email for when you're going to respond to it later, so that by the time you're handling another task, you are not worried over the email that you may respond to. You know that, okay, my alarm is going to go off, my calendar is going to remind me that there's an email I need to respond to. So you're focused on a particular thing that you're doing. You don't have to go crazy because you're managing an inbox. So that's that for that. And for a VA managing a client's inbox, inbox zero is a standard or professional inbox hygiene you should aim to maintain on their behalf. Now, yesterday, when I was talking about calendar management, I said when you manage a client's calendar and the calendar is so clean that whenever they check out their calendar, they know exactly what's up. They don't have to squint their eyes to see what's up. They don't have to call you to ask you what's going on with their calendar and all of that. When you do that for them, there's a level of peace that they gain. They will consider you indispensable, because any slight mistake when it comes to calendar management might cost your clients a very big or huge deal. Also, the same thing with inbox. When it comes to managing an inbox, and you manage it so perfectly well that when whoever is coming to check the email comes to check the email, they see that there is an inbox zero, there is no inbox in their email, there is no there's no email in their inbox. They know exactly where to check if they're looking for a particular email, which makes their life way easier. You are going to be considered indispensable as well, because you are not stressing them having to scroll through their inbox and be looking for one particular email. or then there's an email that somebody sent them December 2025, even if you had not resumed work by then, and then you resumed work, let's say April 2026, and then there's an email that they come to tell you, could you please check for an email that was sent to me on the 15th of December and forward it to me. I want to check something out. And then as a VA, they know that the email was there, but they didn't do anything. They opened the email, they read it. Because some persons are not really good with inbox management. Some persons do just inbox management as a job, as a full-time job, as VAs. That's what they do only for people. So when a person doesn't know how to handle inbox, or what they do is they can read their inbox and respond, read their emails and respond to it, but they didn't do anything. It is still in their inbox. They just responded, and that's it. So it's the message, that the email that came in is in their inbox. The one that they sent is in their sent. But then you resumed April 1st, 2026, and then they're asking you, could you please look for an email that I received on the 15th of December? And you go ahead to check your email. But the good thing is that at the time you resume, you already arrange your email for them. You already are observing the inbox zero method. You just go to where you kept 2025. You can even have a folder that is tagged 2025 emails. Last week when we talked about folder, we said there can be a folder in a folder. So you can have a folder that is tagged 2026 folder. That when you click on the 2026 folder, you will see another folder that is tagged January 2026 folder, February 2026 folder. Inside that 2026 folder, you will also see another one that has October 2026 folder. You have the one that has December 2026 folder. Since your boss is asking for the December 15th email, you just go straight to under 2026 folder. You click on December 2026 folder. When you click on it, you will not see the emails that were sent at the particular date. So you just look for December 15th and then you click on December 15th. How fast is that? Very fast and easy, because at the time you resume, you observe the inbox zero method. So you just go within 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes, you'll be able to, 10 minutes, what was I talking about? 10 minutes, you should be able to get back to your boss and say, man, this is the message. And then when you do that for her, she's wowed, because she probably will be expecting that the email she's asking for is December, and you're not working with her at that particular time, and you're able to get the email so fast. But that is what makes you indispensable. So when you are handling somebody's email, you should try to maintain the inbox zero method on anybody's behalf. It makes you seem professional. So even if you are having any other lapses, they might even be making a fees for you just because you handle their inbox so well. So this is also one of the things you need to maintain as a VA. So you consider inbox zero, inbox hygiene when it comes to being a VA. And the thing about this is, if you are not practicing with yours, it will be difficult using someone else's own people. You don't want to resume at a job before you start acting out all these things. So you have emails already. How about you use your email to practice all of this, and you see how fun this is actually. So that is that for inbox zero strategy. Now to number 2 topic, still on the managing inbox, we have setup and guidelines. When it comes to managing a client's inbox, we have setup and guidelines. So to manage a client's inbox, you will typically need shared access, either through a shared login or by being granted delegated access available in Gmail and Outlook. Now, when you resume a job during the onboarding process, you should talk about email management for your clients. And they should know. You should ask them, can I get the login to your email, or are you going to delegate access to me? Because some persons will just want you to have a login, so because they trust you, they want to give you the benefit of doubt. Then they give you login to their email, their password and their email address. They'll give it to you, and then you just access it, add account on your email. When you add account on your email, then you follow through, you do whatever it is you want to do with your email and this and this. Or some persons might not be that trusting of somebody else. So what they do is they'll get access to you, which means they're not going to give you their password. They are logging this. They will not give it to you for you to add account on your Google account. What they will do is they will get access, and you can do this on Gmail or Outlook, which means that you can access their email. You can do what you still want to do for them on their email without their login. You just have to access it through your own personal email. That's how it is. It's something that we will learn when we are handling Gmail. So you can access this, you can use it on your Gmail or your Outlook, where you don't have to give somebody full access to your whatever, but they can also do whatever it is they want to do. The same way that they would do it if the login details of the person's account. So that's that for that. So you should ask if they are going to share access with you, or you're going to be granted delegated access to their Gmail. So this thing should be discussed. So at the beginning, they should set up and guidelines. You should know what you're getting yourself into, what they're expecting of you, and what you're going to deliver. Before starting, establish clear rules with your clients. Which emails can you respond to independently? Which require client approval? Which should you be escalated? Which should be escalated immediately? Now, like I said, during the onboarding process, you should discuss with whoever you're working with. Can you still hear me?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
There was a break, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so sorry. I don't know if my network is bad this
Yes,
evening.
the one.
Yes, the one. Yeah, but you can hear me clearly now.
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So just continue.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so you ask whoever you're working with, which kind of emails do I have to respond to without letting, can I respond to without letting you know? So that when there are a lot of emails to respond to, you don't have to be asking them, ma, sir, what should I say to this email? What am I to do to this email? You just say, okay, this kind of email, I can respond to them without letting them know. Like customer inquiries. They might just see, of course, when it comes to customer inquiries, they probably already have their FAQ, frequently asked questions that you can go to look for the answer and then respond to a client's inquiry and all of that. So such emails, they might want you most times to handle it independently without having to ask them, except it's something you don't know, then you can meet them and ask questions. Now you also ask them which require clients are people. Well, that is, which of these emails do I have to seek your consent before responding? So which means that you will still be the one to respond to you, but they should get the information that this person has reached out to me. They should know that this person has reached out to me, just in case. Though you will be the one to respond to the client. However, they might have a message that they want to include in whatever it is you're sending to you're sending to the recipient of the email. So you ask them, which email do I need your approval for responding to? Also, which should be escalated immediately? Okay, so you ask them, which kind of emails should I let you know immediately? Now, there are some emails that when it comes, your client is supposed to be the ones to handle it. You know that this kind of email, they are the ones to handle it. However, they are busy at this moment. So I will just set up on their calendar for the time that they'll be free, so that whenever they are done, the calendar, since if you're having a calendar, you're handling somebody's calendar, they can also access it on their own phone or laptop. So when their alarm or their calendar prompts them that you have something to do at this time, they can just click on it, click on the notification, and they see exactly what is there, and they will know that we were the one who has set it up. So they received an information that there is a message that they need to respond to. So that those are the ones that they are not urgent emails that need response, but it is important that they are the one that respond to it. However, there are some messages that are really important, like when it comes to client issues. Clients are having issues with a particular thing, and you who you are working for is a business person, and that message needs urgent. Some clients will just reach out to you and they'll be like, I'm going to escalate this, I'm going to the blogs, I'm going to post on TikTok that this is happening, I'm having issues, your customer service is trash, I didn't get exactly what I was expecting. If you don't respond to me by this hour, I'm going to pass this on and on WhatsApp you. So those are the kind of messages that they might want you to escalate to you. So even if they are busy, they want to know that something like this is going on, so that they can respond to it. It's possible that what they are doing, what they scheduled to do at that moment, they finished it, or it is not important again for them to do or something like that. So when it comes to a message that should escalate, you should ask them, what sort of messages should I escalate immediately? So when you are that in case such messages come, you don't know what to do when a client is threatening to do something, just in case they are business owners. When you reach out to them, they will know that okay, there's a particular thing. This is the reason why my VA will be reaching out to me. She cannot just reach out to me unless it's this. So if you are reaching out to them when it is not something that needs to be escalated, you'll be dropping your point as a VA. So they are expecting that she knows my calendar, she knows my schedule. My VA knows my schedule. So if she's calling me at this time, that means something is up. So you should discuss this with them during the onboarding so you know exactly what you should do at a specific time and what you should do with their email. Now we also have create a simple inbox management SOP. SOP means standard operating procedure. So create a simple inbox management standard operating procedure that documents your client's preferences. This protects both you and them. So when it comes to managing an inbox, you should have a document that has the information of what your client likes and what your client doesn't like. Some clients, no matter what is happening, they don't, some person that you're working with, they are okay with you reaching out to them at 2 a.m. Just reach out to me at 2 a.m. They're okay because sometimes some of them don't even sleep at that time. So they're okay with you reaching out at that time. If there is an issue that should be escalated, they're okay with you reaching out. But there are some persons that will not want you to. So you should know that even if this is an issue, I will wait till the very early hours of the morning by 6 a.m., 7 a.m. when I know they will be up, so I will not disrupt, because not everybody is, some persons have some issues that they are handling. You don't know if perhaps at that time they need to actually sleep because they have, some health issues and all of that. So you bringing an issue to them will disrupt them. So they have to attend to work, which will affect their health, but they cannot actually skip work because whatever you brought to them is so important that they cannot not respond to it. So you should know what your client, you should have a document. Like I said yesterday, do not rely on your human brain because anything can happen. Even if you don't forget it easily, you might be going through something emotional might just happen to you at that particular time, or you just fall sick. Something will just happen that might just affect your productivity any day. So don't rely on your human brain. Have a document, something written to remind you that okay, when it comes to this particular thing, this is how my clients would actually want me to handle it. When it comes to this particular thing, my client doesn't like when I use this tool to respond to our client. So at the beginning, during the onboarding, you should have a document, a standard operating procedure that documents, which is anything. There should be a place that has the information of your client's preferences. So your clients, maybe your client wants you to book an hotel for them at where they are traveling to. Your clients, you should know that my client prefers um, one room. They prefer Airbnb, or they prefer I don't know how what do you call it, they prefer booking 3 bedrooms, or they prefer hotels that have resorts, they prefer this and this. So you should just have so that you should just have this information so that whenever they are reaching out to you to let you know that I'll be traveling to this place, make a reservation at a hotel for me, you know exactly the kind of reservation you're going to make for them. Not every time that they are traveling, you are having to ask them, okay, ma, you're traveling to Mexico today. What kind which hotel? Let me send you a list of hotels that you let me know which one you like. Then you are sending them random hotels that are not even alike in any way. But if you know the kind of hotels that your client likes to stay at, if you are sending them options of hotels, you are sending them options of hotels that they like. So the hotels will seem similar, but they are not the same. And you also consider closeness to where she'll be having her meetings or where she'll be going to. So you just have all of those to understand the kind of people she wants. If she prefers, she says she has I have a meeting with a client. Your client tells you, I have a meeting with a client, um, make a reservation at a restaurant, and you know that your client doesn't like Chinese, they love Indian cuisine. You don't be, so all of this you should just have it at the beginning during the onboarding so that you will not be asking them every time. Also, you might have asked them one time, maybe they tell you, reach out to you, make a reservation a restaurant for me, and then you make a reservation for them. They have their meeting, it went fine. Because you asked them what kind of restaurant would you like, they will tell you the kind of restaurant they like, and then you make the reservation. Another day when they're asking you to make a reservation at a restaurant, you should not be asking again what kind of restaurant they want you to make a reservation for. You should not be asking that. You should have already documented this in your standard operating procedure. You should have already documented that, okay, she prefers this sort of restaurant. So if I'm looking for a restaurant for her, I should be looking for restaurants that are like this, that has what she prefers and also close to where she's coming from or going to. So you should have all of this in your SOP. Have a standard operating procedure that documents all of this so that it's like this FAQ for clients when they have you should have a document that stores such information so that when clients ask such questions, you just go instead of you typing a question, you just go over to the document, you copy, you paste in the email, and then you send. You send it to you. You don't have to be thinking how to respond. You already have it down. So also the same thing for when it comes to inbox management. You should ask your clients what they prefer, then document it in your operating system so that whenever they ask you to do something, you don't have to be asking for that same information over and over again. It's stressful to have to repeat yourself to your personal assistant. So that's that for setup and guidelines. So, same under managing a client inbox, we have handling correspondence. What is correspondence? Responding to emails. And how do you get back when you see an email? When an email comes, how do you send back? How do you respond? What do you do? Now we have priority emails. Priority emails requiring immediate attention. Emails from key clients, urgent deadlines, financial communications, and anything your client has specifically flagged as VIP. That's what we consider priority emails. Priority emails are emails that need immediate attention. They are important emails that cannot be left unattended to. So when it comes to handling correspondence, you should consider if an email is priority enough. So emails that could be priority emails could be emails from key clients. That is clients that are top clients, maybe clients that have been with her for a very long time. I'm quickly using her. Pardon me. Um, let's just go ahead and use her. Clients that have been with your whoever you're working with for a long time, so they are important. Clients who faithful clients. It could be also new clients, but this new client is someone that's bringing a huge sum to their organization. someone who is not easy to even get access to that person. So it's a new client, and they are really important personnel. So those kind of emails coming from such clients is to be tagged. You should consider them as priority emails. And such emails, you should not just respond to them by yourself unless you're giving that opportunity to do that. You're giving the right to do that. So when it comes from key clients, yeah, consider to be priority emails. So urgent deadlines as well are considered priority emails. Emails that have, let's say, an email comes in today, this right now, it's 3:26, an email comes in at 3:26 now, and um, let's say she's supposed to, your boss is supposed to make payment for something that has a deadline, and the deadline is Friday. Was was Can you guys still hear me, guys?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma. I
Yes,
can
ma'am.
hear
I
you.
can hear you.
So sorry, my network is just playing with me. You can still see my screen, right?
Yes, I can,
Yes,
ma.
I can.
Okay, great. Wow. Yeah, so when it comes to urgent deadlines, I was saying something. Yeah, sometimes a deadline can be on Friday. However, they also have a window, that is, they have a target number. So let's say they have a number of, once there are 30 persons who are registered, they are going to shut down. Two options. If we get 30 persons to register for this event, we are going to shut down this payment platform, shut down the payment link, which we cannot accept any more. We cannot take any other person after we've gotten 30 persons for the event, because that's the maximum number that we can accommodate. Also, they're also stretching it to Friday. So the deadline is on Friday, which means that on Friday we are going to shut down payment collection, because by Friday we want to start preparing for the numbers of persons we've already collected, so that we'll have a perfect day on that particular day. However, if we get up to 30 persons before Friday, we are still going to shut down, because we don't want to exceed the number 30. So when it comes to urgent deadlines emails, you should consider them to a priority email. So you should be responding to them if you're giving the mandate to, or if your clients or boss is supposed to respond to you, should send it to them so that they can respond to it on time. So urgent deadline emails are also consider priority emails, especially when it has something that will affect the organization or your clients personally. Also, financial communications, when it comes to anything that has to do with money, you don't play with it. Nobody plays with money. Nobody is even having a business, an organization, or tech just for the sake of having it. Any business that you see, money was put into it, and as such, money is expected to come out of it. When it comes to financial communications, emails that come from any financial institute or that has to do with financial information, you should consider them as priority emails. Money is no small thing, no matter how little the amount is, it is very important. So if if you're the one that starts the responsibility of responding to such emails, respond to it immediately. If not, if you're not the one, then send it to whoever is supposed to respond to the email, because when it comes to finances, financial communication are really important. So anything your client has specifically flagged as VIP, there are some emails that your client will tag as VIP. For instance, let me use for example, um, couples, for instance, who don't live together. They their partner stays in another country, and sometimes they communicate via email, and you have access to the email that the client, their partner, will always send their emails to, and they will just tell you, once you see a message from this particular email address, it is considered VIP. So let me know when you see such emails, their priority emails. It could even be maybe a new client that she has been following for years, trying to get the client into our organization, trying to get the clients to partner with her, to do whatever it is with her or for our business and what have you. And then she will tell you, whenever you see an email from this email address, let me know, this is considered VIP. So trust email should be priority. So whenever you see whenever you see an email from that email address, you should let your clients, whoever you're working with, know. You should not be thinking for them. And such email addresses should also be added to your SOP, because you don't want to forget. Maybe your boss even gave you this information the time you resumed last year. So giving an excuse that this email address is new. I forgot that this was the email address you told me that it is important, and then you forget. So you should add this to your documents, in case, so that whenever you go to your document, you always see the, even if you've not seen an email from that email address before. But since you're always reaching out to your documents to check for something, your eyes are always seeing that email address. Whenever an email comes from that email address, you will just know. So that's that for that. Now we have routine emails you can handle. Routine emails that you can handle: appointment requests, newsletter management, vendor communication, general inquiries. Now, what differentiates priority emails from routine emails is that priority emails are emails that are from important personalities, from important firms, and for something important. And these emails do not come all the time. So, but routine emails are emails that every week you are handling such email. You're handling such emails. And your boss always has a meeting, so you are having you get emails of appointment requests. Maybe you are working with a coach, and then you always have to set an appointment for her and whoever she's coaching. So you're always getting that every week, every day if possible. Those are emails that you can respond to, because she probably has even given you response emails for it, how to respond, what you should send to a client when they send this email. So you already have that. So you respond to such emails when it comes to appointment requests, newsletter management. So newsletters, you can respond to it, because these are emails that you see all the time, or most times. Some newsletters, they are no reply emails. So when you see them, you address them by archiving or doing whatever it is that you and your client, whoever you're working with, has agreed to do with such email when they come in. You also have vendor communications. As an organization, you have where there is a vendor that is always bringing in products or renting services for your organization. You communicate with them, and that one is yours to do. I don't think whoever you're working with, you want to always be reaching out to vendors. It is maybe you guys are having an event, and the event is important, and such vendors, she or whoever you're working with, you want to be the one to communicate with them. But most of these vendor communications are routine emails. If you're working with somebody who has a business, it is mostly a routine email. Now you have general inquiries like client or customers inquiry. They want to know what's up with this. Am I not going to get my package now? Or emails that are just normal. They are not important. The emails will not cost you much. Will not cost much to the company. Just emails that have to do with you giving out information to whoever sent an email to you. So these are routine emails that you can handle as a VA. Now, we also have never delete any email without explicit permission. Archive instead. And never respond to sensitive communications without your client's knowledge. Now, when it comes to email, like I said, do not delete. Except you are so certain that these are scams and spam, and you and your clients have agreed. Delete such email. However, when it comes to any other email that is not spam, do not delete it, because some emails, they might not be emails that you need to respond to. However, there might be emails that have important information that your boss just wants to know what's up with. whoever you're working with just want to know. So you don't delete it unless you've been told that whenever such email comes, delete it. It is unimportant. If not, you should not be deleting emails. Instead of deleting, so that it will not affect your site, you don't want to be seeing the email, just archive it, and if you leave your inbox, archive it, and do not respond to sensitive communication without your client's knowledge. When you get information, it could even be informations that are part of your routine emails. It could be. It could be that you'll be getting communication from a particular vendor. And you've been with that normal, so but there might be a specific time where you guys will be talking about where she's sending me our quotes, our payment rate and all of that, or any sensitive information you return to them, let whoever you know, whoever you're working with know that I received this email, might not respond to it or this and this, and if you have any opinion, you put it in the email before you send. Do not make decisions for them. So when it comes to sensitive email, you don't respond to them. Also, weekly, send your client a brief inbox summary. What came in, what you handled, what needs their input. Now, when it comes to the week, like I said yesterday, at the end of the week, the last day of your working week, last day of your work year, the last day of the work week in Nigeria, we observe Monday to Friday. So the last day of which is on Friday, you should send a brief inbox summary. Let your client know what you handled this whole week. Let them know the information that came in, the one that you responded to, the one that have not been responded to, and then what they should be the ones to respond to. If you have it, send before the close of work that day. If possible, do it 2 hours before the close of work. That's 2 hours to the time you will close from work. You that's so that they will see everything. Now, this is not just only for transparency purpose. It is also for your own good. How? Now, when you are always sending reports, summary of everything you've done in a particular week, whether it concerns your email, your inbox, or your general VA task, it shows that you are working. So if anybody should say that you've been employed and you've not been doing anything useful, you just bring out your summary for each week, and then you show it to them. This is what I've done for this company. This is how I've helped. This is how I've supported the company. So you have that. So it's not just only for transparency for what you've done in your client's inbox. Always send your summary at the end of every week, just to dedicate yourself to, it's like blowing your own trumpet, and it actually helps in the long run. So this is just one tip that I want to give you as a VA, because most times, because you don't get to see who you are working with, it might seem as if the 8 hours you are working for every day you are playing. Some persons might not know that you are actually working hard because they are not seeing you. And also, because of the use of AI has made life so easy that you can use AI to carry out a task that will take you 2 hours, but you get results with AI in just 15 to 30 minutes. So if you are having to, or when you're giving a task that your boss is expecting you to submit in the next 2 hours, but you are submitting it in the next 30 minutes, the remaining 1 hour 30 minutes, they are wondering what you are doing. Whereas you are there carrying out another task, maybe cleaning up their email or going through their calendar again to see what's up, or just rewriting a template, correcting a template, doing something, or even designing a graphic or something. You're doing something else, but because they don't see you and you submitted that particular task earlier than expected, they think you're not doing anything, and they will just believe that they are paying you for nothing, because most of these companies overseas, they pay per hour. So if you are submitting a task less than the hour that is expected, they might then think that for the remaining hours of the day that you are online, you are working, but you are actually not doing anything. That's what they will think. So having to have a summary of your weekly activity, your weekly output, Correspondence. Now, number three, our third topic is email templates. Email templates very important. Now, when it comes to email templates, when we're doing email management, this is one of the things that we talk about, but we had some, yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, email templates is more like, when you do the way you have FAQ, where you have a template where if a client, customer, whoever reaches out to you concerning a particular thing that you've answered somebody else before, you just go there, you copy the answer and you paste it and you send. Email template is just like that. The only difference is that the email template itself has subjects already, has the email body, and has your closing, which is your email signature. That's the organization email signature. So it already has that. The only thing that you even have to touch is input the email address that you're sending that email to, and then change the title, because you don't want to be sending an email that says dear customer. Always personalize an email. So that's what email template is. You've already written it down. So whenever a client comes for maybe meeting confirmation, you already have an email that says that a meeting we'll be having this meeting at this particular time. You already have that email on the email template. So when somebody asks for email for meeting information, I'm really going to, what time did we say we are going to have the meeting? I'm going to be having our next meeting. You just go there, click on the email template, carry the one you want to carry, and all you have to change is the meeting time and the meeting date. You don't have to write in the long epistle on the email, and then you include the person's name along in addition to the hello or hi. Then you just send the email. It makes life easier and faster. So that's it. Also for follow-ups, you do that. Welcome emails as well, because when it comes to welcome emails, it's basically almost the same thing. The only difference is that you have to change the person's name. That's just it. But welcome emails, as when maybe your especially when you're working for a coach, and they've onboarded, somebody has registered for their class, you want to welcome them into your community or your group, you send them a welcome email. So the welcome email is basically the same thing. Even if you used the email last year, you can still use the same welcome email this year. The only difference, because the email does not carry the year, it only carries the name. So you can just include the person's particular name, email address, and then you say, you don't have to write in the same thing every day. So you have that on your email template, which you can set up on your email, so that whenever you need it, you just go there, grab it, and within 2-3 minutes you're done with that email. So that's that. Now, benefits of email templates: consistency in tone and messaging, time savings, reduced decision fatigue, and a polished professional brand for your clients. Now, when it comes to the goodness of email templates, your emails will not be different, because if you're sending a particular email manually every time, you might be sending it using different tones, and the tone will be based on how you are feeling that particular day. Maybe, I'm just saying. Now, so yesterday, when, let's say yesterday, A reached out to you concerning something, and then you manually sent an email. Today you are very happy, so you send the email with the Gen Z kind of vibe. Today, somebody sent you an email with the same inquiry that person made yesterday, but today you're not feeling hyped at all. So you send the person the email using the formal vibe. You're no longer using the casual semi. Let me use the semi. You're no longer using semi-formal vibe, and you're not mixing the Gen Z language to it. Today you're not using the professional formal office vibe to write an email. It will be different. Perhaps person A and person B, they are siblings. They will probably be wondering, I'm not sure this email is coming from the same company. Let us check the email address that you are using to send this email, that sent you this email, to confirm if it's the same person that responded to us, because the tone and the messaging is not corresponding. Maybe it's two customer service or it's two email manager that they have. How come this person is sending me this? And so different days will come with different messaging style. However, if you have email template already, whether you are feeling good, you are feeling down, God forbid you lose somebody, anything happens at all, your kind of email, even for your own personal brand, let's say you even have a business, your kind of email will be the same at any time, even if it's 2 a.m. that you were sleeping and you what do you call it, you sleepwalk to send email randomly to somebody, it will still be the same email style because you use a template. So that's the goodness of having email templates. Now it is also time saving, which is, instead of you having to brainstorm on how you're going to respond to this person, am I being too nice by greeting good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this from, or however they say it, or am I being too rude by saying I will get back to you tomorrow at my earliest convenience. Before you think, time is already going, and time waits for nobody. And then you have other emails that you need to attend. You have emails that even have the same request to attend to. But because you don't have email template, you are sleeping there after thinking about what you're going to say. You now start typing and then checking out for spelling errors and all of that. And then you are still having to manually write your email signature and all of that. It just consumes more time. When you have templates, if you have template, you just copy. All you have to change is the person's name, and if it's something that has to do with time and date, and then you just change the time and date. It's time saving, wonderful, makes life easier. Now we also have reduced decision fatigue, which is, instead of you having to think, how am I supposed to do this one, do I have this one, am I supposed to do it like this, you already have the email template. They just go and copy and it's already there. You don't have to be thinking and brainstorming on what to do. Also, it makes your email polished and gives you the vibe of being a professional brand for your customers or your clients. So when you are sending the same email, your email has the same human tone, voice, vibe. Whoever is receiving the email, since it's the same thing. You are not compromising on your um, credibility. So anybody who receives your email, you just know that this brand, they are professional. They are really professional because their email is the same um, across dates, years. I've been with them for about 5 years, and their email tone and style is the same thing. So I know that they've not sold the company. They've not done anything. They still have the same staff and what have you. So it makes your whoever you're working with, the brand, come off as professional and polished. So when it comes to email template, it's very important. It makes life so easy, and puts you out there as the same person every single day. A good email template includes a clear subject line, a warm but professional greeting, a concise body that gets to the point quickly, a clear call to action or next step, and a professional sign off. Now, when you're writing your email template should have a clear subject line, which is, when you have opened your email, have, when you open your email and you want to write an email, there's a part that you have subject. So when it comes to writing a subject, we're going to do last week. When it comes to writing a subject, your subject, when somebody receives your email, your subject will be the first that they receive. So your subject should already tell what the body of the image is going to say. what the body of the email is going to say. So your template should have a clear subject line. When I read that, I should already know that okay, this is the information that the body carries, and I want to learn more. So I will go into the email to read further on what the subject is saying. So that's that. A warm but professional greeting. A warm professional greeting. Not today you say hello, tomorrow you say hi, the next you are saying dear, another day you are saying wonderful. You just have a particular greeting that you just have for all your emails. It is hello miss and their last name, or hello with their first name. You just have that, and professional, yet it is one. A concise body that gets to the point quickly. The body of the image does not rant. You are not speaking and beating about the bush. You are going straight. People are busy. Nobody wants to be reading one email for up to 5 minutes. Let your email body carry exactly what you want me to know. If you cannot, if your the body of your email has up to 3 paragraphs, yet I don't even understand what you have said. Email is just not email at all. It is not a professional email. Wow, what's going on? Can you guys still hear me? Somebody should let me know, please.
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, great. Okay. So when your email is, when if as a professional, you should be able to explain to somebody whatever it is you want them to know in 2 paragraphs. This is not a blog. Even with blogs, it's more interesting than so. Your email should have a concise, really short, and the paragraph should not be long. One paragraph should not be long. Nobody wants to be sitting down to be reading an email for 5 minutes. Nobody wants to do that. So your email should be concise and get to the point. And why are you reaching out to me? Don't be greeting me and be asking me about my family members and what I heard that something happened. No, send the email and just let me know what you're talking about, and it should be concise. Concise means should be short. Now, a clear call to action or next step. At the end of your email after your body, your email should have the option of what I should do next. After this that you have told me, now what do you want me to do? Are you expecting me to buy your course, or are you expecting me to buy your product, or do you want me to join your community so you can help me grow better? You can help me grow better in this particular thing. What exactly do you want me to do after this information you have given to me? So you should have a clear call to action or the next step that I should take after your information. And also you should have a professional sign off. This professional sign off is also your signature. Your signature should have the same thing. If you are using, like I think last week we talked about, if you are using warm regards or best regards, some person feels sincerely, yours faithfully, yours this and yours that, you should have one particular one. Don't be sending different um, endings for different emails. Have one particular one. So you should have a professional sign up. If you have a signature, if you have an email signature, you can include your picture alongside the email signature. Your email signature should carry your name, your title, which is what you do, what you are called in your career, and where you're working, if that is necessary. Since you'll be working with somebody, you should have the regard, best regard, whatever you want to use. Then it should have the company's logo by the side, which will serve as the picture. Or if it is your client's personal account, you should have your client's passport or picture, and then it should have the name of the organization or whichever one your client chooses to use. So that's the professional sign off. Halista, Halista, please mute.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, don't worry. Okay, let's continue. Okay. So to the next one, still on email templates, personalization and etiquette. Personalize every template before sending. Replace placeholder names, dates, and details. A template that looks like a template undermines the relationship. Now, this means, like I said, personalize every template before sending. Always use the person's name when you're sending it to when you're sending it to anybody. Use the person's name before you send it. Impute your once you impute your email template into your where you're composing your email, look at the email again, read through the email again, change the person's name, change the name, add the person's name you're going to send the email to. Now include, if it has to do with date, like I said, you change the date to the correct date. And also, if the details, something, there need to be a slight tweak to the details, you add that as well. So you must read through it. However, it will still make your work faster because you're not writing it from scratch, you're not brainstorming on what to say. So an email template that looks like a template analyzed relationship, which means that if you're sending me an email and I can tell that you used a template for this, and it's very possible. How? You want to send me an email. You are mistakenly, I received an email one time and my name was spelled wrongly. I saw that. However, there are some persons that are called by that name. For example, let me just say. Now my name is Silver, Silver. But you're sending me an email that has Silva. There's a possibility that you send this email to somebody named Silver, but our spellings are different. So because my name is Silver, you just read through the email without checking out for the spelling differences and all of that. You just check and you read hello Silver and you go over to the body without confirming. So when you send me that, I can tell that it's probably a template, or the date you're supposed to send me is not what I'm seeing on the email that you sent me. I could take it for an email template. And once you send me that, I will see you as a disorganized organization. If you're working for an organization and I get an email from the organization you're working with, I will see your organization as not put together, not professional enough. They don't have competent staff. So if it's something that I even want to invest my money into, I will not want to continue anymore. And I will even be regretting if I've already put my money into it. Because if you don't have attention to details when it comes to sending an email, how will you be able to exercise attention to detail when it comes to my money? That's very difficult. So when I see an email that is derived from a template, I would know, because you are supposed to read through, confirm the details. You are not even writing it from scratch. The least you can do is read through it to confirm that it is accurate. That is that for personalization. Now we have response etiquette rules. Respond to all emails within 24 hours during business days. Acknowledge receipt if a detailed reply will take longer. Always use the recipient's name. Match the tone of the client's brand if it is formal, semi-formal, or conversational. Now, when it comes to responding to emails, respond to all emails within 24 hours during business days. Now, if you resume work in the morning, first thing I say, check your calendar so you can inform whoever you're working with or their schedule for the day. Next thing is check your email. When you check your email, there's an email that came during the time you were off work. You respond to them. If you're supposed to be responding to them at that particular time, you respond to it within 24 hours. If not, let's say you before the close of work, 2 hours before the close of work, or an hour before the close of work, you decided to check your email to see if something else came up, or in the middle of the day you decided to check and you see an email. You should respond before that same time tomorrow. Do not leave it over, except they are emails that you should escalate. Then you should be responding to them immediately. But if it is not, you should be responding to an email within 24 hours. which means that from the time they sent, not from the time you saw it, 24 hours from the time that they sent the email, you should be responding to it. So let's say I sent an email. I sent an email this morning, this afternoon by 12 p.m. You opened your email this morning by 8 a.m. Since let's say you work for a Nigerian brand, you opened your email this morning by, give me a moment. You opened your email this morning by 8 a.m. So after that, you decided to go through your other tasks for the day, and I sent an email to your organization at 12 p.m. The next time that you're going to be checking your email will probably be by 4 p.m. Since you close by 5 or 4:30 or whatever, you check your email last thing for the day. When you check your email, you see that my email is there, and you are going to be closing in the next 30 minutes. And in order to respond to my email, you have to forward it to maybe um, the monitoring officer so that they can go through it and tell you what's up and this. And you have to get all the information before you respond to the email. And that will take it. That email will pass through different offices so that you can gather every information you need to send to me. And it will take hours, and you are waiting the next 30 minutes. So I will understand that, okay, you can't respond to it. However, the time you should be, the 24 hours you should be following should not be 24 hours from 4 o'clock that you saw the message. It should be 24 hours from the time I sent the message, which is before 12 p.m. tomorrow, I should have received a response from you. Do you understand that part? Do we understand that part? Somebody should answer me now. Do we understand that part, or you can't hear me anymore? Am I alone here? No, I'm obviously not alone. Do we understand that part?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Since you understand that part, now let me ask. If you not see an email, let's say, um, I sent an email, and you are seeing it an hour before the end of 12 hours from the time I sent the email. And it will take you 3 hours to gather every information that you need to send me. What should you then do? Knowing that my 24 hours is ending 1 hour from the time you saw the email. What are you supposed to do? I need answers from the two of you. So who is going first? Let Adiza go first. Adiza, unmute. Is Adiza with us? Adiza, are you with us? Okay, while we're waiting for Adiza, Sonia, please, what should you do if you are seeing an email 1 hour to the time that my 24 hours is about to get completed? What do you do then? Knowing that before you get the information, it's going to take you more than an hour, and my 24 hours is about to clock. What do you then do? I think nobody can hear me
No,
anymore.
ma.
No,
So I'm at the market now, but this was let my boss know that an email or a message came from this particular person. All right.
Okay, if you let your boss know, but I am waiting for you to respond to the email, because in professional setting, this thing that I'm telling you now, whoever it is that sent the email also knows that for a professional brand or organization, they are supposed to respond to an email within 24 hours. But if it's going to be, you saw it 1 hour before my 24 hours clock, what are you now going to do? Knowing that you actually cannot send back the information within the hour that you just saw it. So what are you going to do? Are you going to then ignore my message and wait till you get all the information before you respond to me, what are you going to do?
Okay, I would let my boss know. Then I'll if it's a message that I can respond to immediately, I will respond to it. But
So
before I respond to that
said,
message,
I
I'll
already said you cannot respond to the email because you don't have information needed to respond to the email. You don't have the information. So, like I said yesterday, if you're letting your boss know about an issue, you should also give them option of what you can do, of what
okay.
should be done. So, what will you now do, knowing that it will take you 3 hours and it is 1 hour before the close of work? That means that once everybody close after 1 hour from the time you saw the message, it will be till tomorrow morning before anybody can even answer you regarding that when they come to personal sitting. Unlike Nigeria, that once it's time for 4 o'clock to close, they will still be begging you to stay till 6 p.m. Especially if you're a remote worker. However, for formal professional settings, once it is your time, you are closing for work unless you're going to be paid extra for extra hours. However, it is 1 hour to the time you want to close from work, and my 24 hours is ending in 1 hour, and it will take you 3 to 4 hours to gather my information because my email is going to pass through different offices before you're able to gather the information you should send to me. What do you then do? Okay, so I will answer that now. What you should do when it comes to this kind of issue, let whoever you're working with know that came up. This email, I just saw this email. The email, this is what is going to happen. This is it will take so time before I'm able to gather the information. Always let them know. Don't be thinking that they will judge you that you are unable to do something. No, even if you are the one who made a mistake, always communicate and profess solution. Give options so that they know that you actually care despite you faulting. So what happens that you let your boss know that this and this and this and that. However, it is going to. I would like to respond to this line, letting them know that they should give us few time. So what you should be doing is let your boss know and then send the client an email apologizing for late response and asking that they should give you time. I will get back to you 12 p.m. tomorrow since we resume by 8 and it will take you like 3 hours to gather the information. So you tell them, could you thank them for the email, apologize for late response because you should have seen the email earlier than that. Apologize for the late response and ask that they give you more time for you to respond to their email. So this should also be part of your email template. You should have an email template that carries the body of telling responding to an email that sorry for late response. Could I you will give us some time, give us about 3 to 4 hours. By this time tomorrow, we'll respond to you. We'll reply with all the information needed for this that you have. So when it comes to such emails that you know that it has taken longer on your inbox and the client has not gotten response, because sometimes your email will be in the spam, you will not know. That's why you should also always check the spam. So when you eventually not check it 1 hour after you are seeing it, I always apologize and ask for time for you to respond to them better so that you will get back to them with the complete and accurate information that is needed that they need from you. So that's what you should do. Now we go to acknowledge receipt if a detailed reply will take longer. Okay, I just said it now. So when you see such email that you need to respond within 24 hours, but you're unable to respond to it, always acknowledge that you received their email. Always acknowledge that you received their email. If it will take longer, send them an email to let them know it will take longer for you to reply. But there's a professional way that you can put the email so that they will not just think that you are incompetent. Also, always use the recipient's name instead of using ma and sir. It will make you seem like you don't even know who you're talking to. You don't know who you're talking to. So if it's a lady, don't assume. Research, check, find out who in the company knows who this person is. if it's a man or a woman, and the email address, because most people, not most people, in a professional setting, you should be using your name on your email address. So address it to the name you even see on the email address. If you are seeing a brand name, not a person's name, address it to the brand. If you don't know the person's name, if it is L'Oreal at whatever.com, you should put dear L'Oreal and whatever it is there. If it's L'Oreal lipstick or whatever, you just put it there. But never use ma or sa. Always look for ways to get a recipient's name. Always look for ways to get their names. Now, match the tone of the client's brand. If it is formal, semi-formal, or conversational. When you start working with a brand, in the first 1 month, you should be learning about the company you're working for. So while you're learning about the company you're working for, you should also go through their email to find out how do they respond to emails. What kind of tone do they use? Is it really formal and strict? Is it semi-formal and casual? They are free, yet they show professionalism, or is it conversational? Is it a friendly kind of email that they send? What's the tone of the brand? So within 1 month, you should already know the kind of tone they use, so that when next you're responding to an email that you are supposed to be responding to, not whoever you're working with, you're really want responding to it, and there is no template for it, you'll be able to personally create a template using that particular tone for it. Now, avoid replying to all unless all recipients genuinely need the reply. Keep CC fields intentional. Only copy people who need to be informed. CC means carbon copy. And we also have BCC, which means blind carbon copy. Now, when you're replying to a recipient, always reply to all, which means that if they send you an email, somebody sends you an email and they tag other persons, click on reply all, so that whoever they tag will also receive the email. However, if you are sending an email and you want everybody to see the email, but you don't want them to respond, only the person. Now we have, when you open your email, we have the TOE field, we have the CC field, and we have the BCC field. The TOE field is the major person that you're sending the email to. That person, when you send email to that person, the person will be the one to be able to respond to the email. That's the only person that can reply back to your email. The CC field, you tag those who should see the email as well, and they will also see who you are sending the email to. Why BCC? BCC, nobody in BCC will see who you are sending it to, and nobody will see anybody that you send it to in BCC. I'll give an example. Let me make this. Yes. Now we have myself, Hadiza, and Sonia on the call now. I want to send an email to Sonia. Let me look for another person's name. Okay. We have Tech Edu right here. We have Tech Edu right here. We have Silva right here. We have Sonia right here. We have Hadiza, and we have people right here. So I want to send an email to Tech Edu. Over here, I want to send an email to Tech Edu. What then do I do? However, sending an email to Tech Edu, I want Sonia to know that I sent an email, that I sent an email to Tech Edu, and I also want Sonia to also see the email that I want to send. However, I don't want Hadiza and people to know that Sonia saw the message, and I don't want Sonia to know that Hadiza and people saw the message. What then do I do? I will put Tech Edu on the TOE field, because they are the one who I want them to reply to my email. Then I'll put Sonia on the CC field, so that Sonia will see the email that I've sent to Tech Edu, and also know that Tech Edu received the email. So it is only myself, Sonia, and Tech Edu that will see the email, and we know that 3 of us know what the email content is about, and know those persons that will see the email. The 3 of us know. However, because I also want Hadiza to see the email, but I don't want Hadiza is my personal friend or my lawyer. I don't want anybody to know that I also tagged Sonia. Sonia saw the email, and So I don't want Sonia to know that any other person saw the email. I will put Sonia and people on BCC. So Sonia is seeing the email, but Sonia, I will put Adiza and people on BCC. Adiza and people saw that I sent an email. They see what the email is about, but they cannot see who else is in the message. And Sonia and Tekedu cannot see that people and Adiza are viewing the same message that I sent to them. So it is private for the two of them. So they cannot see who received the message, and nobody can also see that they received the message. It will only appear on their email as if it's personal. Do you understand what I just said now? Do we understand what I just said now?
No, ma, sorry, it was a bit complicated.
Okay, I'll go over it again. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Now, I want to send an email to Tekedu, and I want them to respond to the email. I will put Tekedu on the tool field. Do you know what? Wait, first of all, when you open your email, do you understand what can you picture what I'm actually saying? When you open your email, can you see the tool when you open your email and you want to put somebody who received the email? There is a field that is tagged tool, right?
Yes, ma.
Do you actually know what I'm talking about?
Is it the to and from?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
From my email address would be on the from field, right?
Yes, ma.
And then on the to field, Tech Edu, I will add Tech Edu as the recipient, which will be on the to field. So it is only Tech Edu that can respond to my email. Do you understand
Okay.
that part?
Yes, ma.
Now, I want Sonia to see the email. And I also want Sonia to know that I sent the same email to Tech Edu
Okay.
so that whatever comes up, I can say that I actually send this email to Tech Edu, and Sonia is aware that I sent this particular email to Tech Edu.
Yes, ma.
However, Sonia cannot respond to the email, but Sonia can only view the email.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes. Now, when it comes to BCC, I want you, Hadiza, to see the email because you are my lawyer. Just in
Yes.
case anything comes up, I can say that you also have the same email, but you will not see that I sent the email to Tekedu or to Sonia.
Oh,
And Sonia and Tekedu cannot see that I sent the email to you.
okay.
However, me, Sonia, and Tekedu, we see each other. It is only I that will know that I tagged you. Only myself that is sending the email that will know that you got the email. But you will not see Tekedu and Sonia, and Tekedu and Sonia will not see you.
Okay.
So it will appear on your inbox as a personal email. It will not appear as
Okay.
if I added any other person to it.
Okay.
So do you understand now?
Yes, ma. I understand now.
So that's it for it. Good. Now, so that's avoid replying to all unless all recipients genuinely need the reply. That is when it comes to responding to an email. You know, when you want to send an email, there is an option for reply and there's an option for reply all.
Yes, yes.
Exactly.
Yes,
If
ma.
you get an email, if it's just one person, you reply the email. If Tech Edu, like I'm sending the email now, I sent the email to Tech Edu and I CC you. You are no longer BCC. I CC you so that you can see that Tech Edu received the email. And Tech Edu can see that you also received the email. If you want to respond, you should respond to all so that Tech Edu and what's it called? And myself will receive the same email. You don't have to be sending it individually to us. You understand?
Okay.
No,
Yes,
it's
ma.
not FBCC. I'm sending it to Tech Edu and yourself. I'm sending an email to Tech Edu and yourself. Both of you are on the toll field. And I need you both to respond to the email. If you want to respond to the email, don't click on respond. because I put both of you on the toll feed and I want the two of you to respond to the email. And if you are sending the email, you should click on reply all so that myself and Tekedu will receive your reply. It is only when I CC you, when I put you on the CC field, and the kind of email is only I that needs that response. Tekedu does not need the response. Let's say I'm sending a question now, like um I'm sending a question to the both of you. I want to know who actually is supposed to be at the office at this time. That kind of question, two of you should actually, I should put two of you on the topic so that you can both respond and everybody will see who it is. But there are some inquiries that I want to find out, and I CC you, or I'm even sending it to you. Okay, now, thank you. Now, let's say I send you an email, both of you, I sent Tekedu and you an email, and I place the both of you on the toll field. Both of you on the toll feed, and I'm requesting that you send your passport and your ID number. You should send your NIN number to me for one verification like that. Now, if you want to send such information, you should not click on reply all, because if you reply all, Tekedu will also see your NIN, and NIN is not just a number that you should be sending to anybody, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So what you should do is you should reply only. So you just click on the reply so that only myself will receive it. Only me that is on the from field will receive your email. Tekedu will not receive your email at all.
But Ma, isn't there an option of like removing the name that you don't want to see the email?
That's what I just told
Like,
you. For you to receive for you to remove their name, just click on reply, and it will only come to myself.
okay.
Once you click on reply, it will only come to myself. But if you click on reply all, both Tekedu and myself will receive the email
Okay.
instead of manually deleting it.
Okay, ma'am.
Do you understand? Right.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's only copy people who need to be informed. Do not just copy everybody. So to the next one, we are organizing by priority. Now we have triaging the inbox. Triaging the inbox. Now not all emails are equal. A VA's role includes triaging the inbox, which is sorting incoming correspondence by urgency and importance. So not all emails are the same. Some are more important than the other are more urgent than others. So you should be able to sort out incoming correspondence. When an email comes through, you should be able to attend to them based on urgency and importance, which we are going to learn. Now, these are the levels to priority to emails that are not equal. The first one is priority level 1. They are trying to triage the inbox, right? A VA's role includes triaging the inbox, which means sorting incoming correspondence by urgency and importance. Now, level 1 is priority level 1. Under priority level 1, only urgent and important emails that require immediate attention. Example, key client requests, missed deadlines, payment issues. You see, these are the 3 that came up on the priority level 1. Like I said, key client requests, clients that are really important in our organization, you want to put them as priority. Also, when it comes to missed deadlines, I could not do something yesterday which was the deadline, and I received an email for today. So actually, that they were sending it for me. That is priority. If it's something important to me, it's priority. Also, when it comes to payment issues, money matters. They are priority level 1. You don't want to play with anything that has to do with money. So those are the ones that are considered urgent and important. Now we also have priority level 2, which is important but not urgent. Emails that matter but can be scheduled. Example, project updates, partnership inquiries, which means there are emails that are important, but you don't have to attend to them immediately. You can schedule a time that you're going to attend to it. So they are important, but they are not urgent. They are important, but you can it requires a response from you before the end of this month, before the last day of this month. It is important, but you don't have to rush it. So you take your time. Those ones, they should come under level 2. It is important, but it's not urgent. That's that. The next one is priority level 3. They are important emails, but I mean rather they are urgent emails, but they are not important. Emails that seem time sensitive but do not require the client's personal attention. Handle this yourself, which means that these emails they should be responded to on time. However, they don't need who you are working for to attend to it. You can handle it by yourself. Something like a client inquiry. Why is Kalisa unable to do? Now, something like a client inquiry that you've already been given the FAQ to such issues. It is urgent because
Sorry.
perhaps the client wants to make payment and they are having issues with the payment platform. You don't want to delay that one because it concerns money. So it is urgent, but it is not that important. It is time sensitive. However, your client doesn't have to come and handle that one because you can actually log into the portal and see what the payment issue is. So you should handle that by yourself. Priority level 4. It is neither urgent nor important. That is newsletters, promotional emails, notifications, archive, unsubscribe, or delete. Now, when it comes to emails that are not urgent or important, like newsletters, like I said, newsletters, most of these newsletters, they come from a no reply email. So it's just for you to read them. You don't have to respond to them. They just want to update you on what's going on with whatever it is that you subscribe for. Promotional emails as well. They want to let you know where their next event is, what they are launching next, and what have you, what have you. Those emails, you don't have to respond to them. So they are not urgent and they are not important. They're just giving you updates. Notifications as well. Notifications about your CapCut subscription is this. Claude has improved one of their Ds. Do you want to try it? Or notifications about um, the next movie that we scheduled to go to the cinema for, and stuff like that. It is not urgent, neither is it important. You can just archive such email, archive them, and then whenever you want to go back to get information, you can go to your archive and search it, and then you get your information immediately, or you unsubscribe from it, especially newsletter emails. If you did not personally subscribe to it, if your client did not personally subscribe to it, you should be unsubscribing to such, because sometimes, like I said, you enter a site without knowing that that particular site is sharing your information with other sites. So yes, it is written on their, what do you call it now, when you access a website, they will tell you to read their, is it code of conduct, something you, and sometimes it is just too long for you to read. So you just click OK to everything. OK to everything. And then when you click OK to everything, and in part of their procedure, it is that they are going to share your information with like mind with other sites that are like theirs. So that is that. So if your client did not personally subscribe to such newsletters, you should unsubscribe from it. When it comes to delete, if it is scam, you delete. If it is not scam, always let your client know before you delete it. Always let your employer know before you delete it. No, but the most important thing to do is archive it first. Let it leave your inbox. We are trying to observe an inbox zero. So that is that. Use Gmail labels or Outlook categories to visualize tagged emails by priority level so your clients can see what is most important at a glance. When it comes to email labels, we talked about creating labels for email and also using colors as well. So when it comes to labeling your email, it is good so that anybody that checks your email will be able to understand without reading word for word. I can just go and say, okay, let me know what priority, since because the one that is urgent and important, there are probably emails that your employer has to also respond to. Excuse me, there are emails that your client has to respond to by themselves. So such emails, you should have a particular label title so that when they come in, okay, I'm looking for the priority emails and it is labeled this so whatever, and then they go to the email, they are looking for that particular label, they see it and they attend to it. every other thing that is on the email, they don't have to go through it to know if whatever is whatever, because they believe that you are handling it well enough for them. So that's that for using Gmail labels. A weekly email summary sent to your client every Friday with a list of pending items ensures nothing falls through the cracks. Now, when you are sending your weekly email summary, if you are handling your email, your client's email, you send an email summary to them every Friday, which is the last day of work, except you are working Saturdays and Sundays. But the last day of work, always send them an email summary of what you have done, the ones you responded to, and the ones that have not been responded to, which is pending items and need their response or your personal response, but you need an information before you respond to them. So always have a summary of your week's email, whatever it is you've done on that email. Always have it, and then ensure you obviously write out the things that need attention, things that we're not working this week, so that whoever you're working with knows exactly what's up for next week. So that's that. And then let's go. Okay, I think we are done with the class. So I'm going to give time for questions. So if you have any questions, let's do that now. So Adiza, any questions?
No questions from me, ma.
Okay. So that means everything I said now you understand.
To an extent, ma, yes.
To an extent, but you don't want to ask questions. Okay. No problem.
I can't really think
Let
of
me ask
any
you one question.
question, sorry.
That means you understand all that I said today.
Not completely off, ma, but I understood.
Okay.
But
No
not
problem.
all.
Whenever you have questions, you can always treat them in the next class. So these are our
Okay,
questions
ma.
for this class. This question, we usually have our questions on our portal. So if you're able to access, when you've gotten access to the student portal, you should be able to go over this and then submit your answers and what have you. But today we're just going to go through them so that I'm sure you understand what I've said so far. Now, what is the inbox zero method? What do you understand by the inbox zero method?
Inbox zero method. Nothing being inside the email or um, sorry. I
I,
wasn't really paying attention at the beginning of the class. Sorry, ma.
okay, so I'm just instead of I'm just going to go back. I want to go back so that you can read it yourself. Okay,
Okay, ma.
yeah, this is it. Now, this is where it is. However, just read this. You should read it out. Read this question.
Okay. Email templates are pre-written. Okay.
Is
Inbox
that
Zero is productivity philosophy developed by a writer, Merlin Mann. The goal is to keep the email inbox empty or near empty at all times by processing every email as it arrives rather than letting it accumulate. The core principle, every email you open should be actioned immediately, either deleted, archived, delegated, responded to, or deferred to a specific time.
okay? Great. So with this
So
first
no
sentence,
notifications. You don't want any notifications of email, right?
no, with this first paragraph you just read now, this first bullet point you read, what do you understand by email zero? Yeah, inbox zero.
What I understood by it is maybe for a work space for you to seem like you know what you're doing, or you're on track or with your job. So the email should be open, either you respond to them or it shouldn't be seen, that is archiving them, or you respond to them. Right? I don't know
Okay,
if I'm making sense.
I understand what you're saying. Can you see this picture right here?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
It's showing you are all caught up. No new messages in your inbox. Usually, when you open your email, you are supposed to see emails here, right?
Yes, a lot.
This picture is showing us the inbox zero. It's showing us that there is no inbox there is no email on your inbox right now, which
Yes.
means that we have already um, carried out the inbox zero method, which is any emails that lands here on our inbox, we are either deleting it if it's unimportant, if it's
Yes.
relevant, or we are archiving it so that we can go back to it. They just wanted to know what's up, so we archive it, or I'm delegating it to somebody who is supposed to respond. I've forwarded it to somebody who is supposed to respond to the email, or I have responded to the email by myself, or I have already scheduled a time to respond to the email. So with that, there is no email on this inbox anymore. So that's what
Yes.
inbox zero means. Attending to an email the moment you see it. So that
All
whoever
emails should be attended to.
Yes, whoever comes and check the email will not be overwhelmed by seeing too many emails and they don't know where to even start reading from. So if they are looking
Yeah.
for something, they just have to go to where maybe start messages or messages that are labeled or filtered and all of that. So that's what inbox zero means. Clearing
Yeah.
your clearing your inbox. Now, number two question: name two rules a VA should follow when managing a client's inbox. Two rules an email a VA should follow when managing a client's inbox. What are the two rules you should follow when managing a client's inbox?
Thank you. The call.
What?
Security.
What
Is
do you mean
that
by
it? It should be secure.
okay?
I don't know.
But what rules should you actually follow when you are handling a client's inbox?
Sorry, I didn't get that question, ma'am.
What rules should you follow when handling a client's inbox? Two rules,
I
oh.
can say this zero, this thing, the zero inbox. It should be a rule. You should always attend to your emails,
Okay, which other?
and you should ending and not keeping this thing messages not attended to, what you stated earlier.
That is inbox zero.
Okay, that is also under inbox zero.
So when you're handling a client's email, you should observe the inbox zero method. You should have the
Yes,
inbox
ma'am.
zero method. And also, you should inquire from your clients or whoever you're working with about a specific email if to respond to it or not before you delete any email.
Okay.
Do not take decision on your own without checking in with whoever you're working with, because you don't want to send a response when they have something else to include to attach to the reply you're sending to a receiver of an email. So one thing is observe the inbox zero method, and also always check in with whoever you're working with before you even send an email, especially when the email is priority email.
Okay.
Let's communicate when it comes to handling a client inbox. These are the
Sorry,
two
man. In
rules.
what sense will you check in the person? Isn't it also sending a message without notice?
So
Or
I didn't hear
how?
you.
Sorry. You said do not send messages without inquiring your the person you're sending it to, right? If that is what I heard.
Okay, what I said is when you
Yes.
receive an email on your client inbox that you're handling,
Yes, ma'am.
before you respond to the email, if the email is important, I just open something now here. Routine
Yeah.
emails are mostly emails you can handle by yourself. You don't have to let your
Subordinates.
are working with know. Not who
Yes.
sends the email or how you are as a VA. Let's say I'm your
Okay.
boss or your client, you're working as
Okay.
a VA, and then you are handling my email. Somebody
Yes.
sends an email that is not a routine email. It is not an email that I told you to be handling without you asking me. When you receive an email that is under priority email, before you delete the email or respond to the email, you should check in with me. Inform me that this message came in, this email came in. What would you like me to inform the client?
Okay. I
What
understand.
as a response? So always checking with whoever you're working with
So as a
regarding
VA,
an email before you
you
respond.
can't just reply messages out of your own this thing, out of your own free will. You have to inform your bosses first before you reply an email.
Good question. Now before you start working during the onboarding, that's when you get the job. There's going to be an onboarding session. That is
Yes.
where you are going to just set up and guidelines. That's where you're going to discuss with who you are working with to know right here which email can you respond to independently, which means that which emails do you can you respond to without you having to ask your boss.
Yeah. Yes.
Which email require client and which email do you need your boss to approve before you send it out.
Okay. Okay.
That means that there are skills that you can attend to by yourself, but you should ask the person you are working for to tell you what kind of emails can I respond to without having to ask you. So that when such emails come, it is not every time you'll be reaching out to me that this email, okay, what should I do? I've already given you the go ahead to always respond to this kind of emails. And you usually have to do with client inquiry, frequently ask questions and all of that. So those kind of emails, you don't have to ask me before you respond to them. But there are some emails that need my approval, like priority emails. They need your bosses or whoever you're working with, they need your approval before you can respond to that email because there might be something that I want you to include in the email before you send out. You know, these are the
Okay.
kind of as I'm saying, there are two things. Observe the inbox zero method. While you're observing the inbox zero method, also check with your client before you take any action. Because most times when it comes to inbox zero, that means you have to respond to emails once they come in. But there are some emails
Mhm.
that you should not respond to by yourself. You should ask questions before you respond to them because they are considered priority emails. You understand now?
Yes, ma. Yes, I understand now.
Great. So to the next question. Why are email templates useful for VAs? We talked about
What
email templates. Why are email templates useful for VAs?
email templates what?
Can you see my screen?
Okay, I can see it now.
Right. Number three question. Why are email templates useful for VAs?
It's like a guideline, right?
Right. So aside it being a guideline, why is it useful for a VA? How important
To
is it?
maintain communication, to make communication easier.
Okay.
Well, and then it will save time since everything is in accordance.
Right.
It's like it
Like
makes things.
right here I wrote benefit of template. So why is it important for a VA to have email template? One, the consistency in tone and messaging. It saves time.
Okay.
You don't have to always have to think about what to write to your email. So you don't have to, it reduces your decision fatigue. They already have the draft, the template already. So you don't have to be always thinking every time you get an email what to respond. You just go to your template and pick the email response that you want to send. Which you have to change it, the name of who you're sending it to. And if it has something to do with time and date, you change the time and date. And then it makes it polished and makes your brand looks professional to the client you're sending it to. That it makes the email you're sending polished and makes your brand look professional. That's for email templates. Question number 4. How do you decide which email to prioritize? As a VA, how do you decide which email to prioritize?
Sorry, ma, I can't hear you.
It is on my
How do
screen.
you decide?
How do you decide? Number 4 question. How do you decide which email to prioritize? When you check your inbox on your email, how do you choose?
Yeah.
How can you tell that this email should be a priority email?
Maybe if you filter it and then maybe seeing the company names, knowing maybe I, I don't know how to put it. Probably knowing
Okay.
maybe their boss sent it.
No, is it by the company name? So if you get an email from what will I say now? So the company name determines the priority of the email.
Okay.
Now I'm asking a question. You said it now. You said based on the company name you will know. So if it is me that sent you an email now, the email will not be important. Because my company is not a big name company.
Yeah, that's true.
So it doesn't work like that. What
Okay.
how you can decide as a VA which email to prioritize is based on the urgency and the importance.
Okay.
Like it's not okay. Do you remember me talking about this?
I wasn't really paying attention earlier, that's why.
What were you doing? Now this is it.
Sorry.
How
Sorry.
to choose which email to prioritize. Now I gave levels to these things. When it comes to priority email, how to put an email into priority, we have level 1 priority, 2 level 4 priority. So for to choose, if an email comes in, you see an email on your inbox, you should check, is this email important and urgent? If it is important and urgent, you read the email, you say, okay, this you have to open the email for you to know if it's important and urgent. All emails should be read. All emails should be read. Even if you're not going to respond to it at the time, but just read them so you know where to put them. If it's something you want to delegate to somebody else, or if it's something you want to defer for another time that you attend to it, always open it. So when you open the email, you check, is this email urgent and important? If it is urgent and important, you put it on priority level 1, which means that you should attend to it right now.
Immediately.
Put it there. If the email, after reading, you see that this email is not urgent and important, the email is important, but it is not that urgent, I don't need to do it right now, you put it under level 2, which means that the email is really important, but it is not time sensitive. It doesn't have to be done right now. I still have time to respond to the email. You put it on priority level 2. Then if the email is not important and it is not urgent, you will see, I mean, the email is not as important, it's not big to you come to check, okay, is the email urgent but not important? Is it now? I don't have to attend to it now, but it's not important enough to seek my boss's approval. It's something I can do by myself, and it's urgent, but it's not that important. It's not something that is so important that my boss has to be aware of. She has already told me to be handling these sort of things, so I can do it by myself. So if it's time sensitive, that means that I can do it by myself, but it's not that important. So I will do it either right now or in a few minutes time. But I don't have to let who I'm working with know about the email because I already have the template or how to handle such email. So I'll put it under level 3. Now you now check if it's neither of this level 1 to level 3 option. You now check, okay, fine. Is this email not urgent and it is not important, like newsletter emails, promotional emails, notification emails, then you consider it to be level 4, which means that you can either archive it if the information is important but you don't have to respond to it, or you can also unsubscribe to it if the email is not doing anything important, so there's no need for you to be receiving such emails from them anymore. Or you can delete the email if the email is spam or scam email. You can delete it without checking in with who you are working with. However, if the email is not scam or spam, what you do is you check in with who you are working with to confirm if this email, if they consider this email to be important, because you yourself you don't see it as important, but maybe they do. So you don't delete it, you archive the email. So are we clear on how
But
to
Ma,
how
can
to
you get
choose
can
which
you
email
get
should be prioritized?
spam? Can you get spam emails from like top companies? Because earlier today I got an email from UNICEF. I tried applying for an internship, and then it kept on reading spam, spam, spam. And in my mind, I was like, is this not UNICEF? Something that is meant to be very secure and it's a well-known organization. But why is the email reading spam to me? I didn't get that.
When
I
you
was
say
wondering why.
when you say it's reading spam, is it that the email dropped on your spam?
No, it was sent to me, and then when I opened it, like in between the messages, it was telling me something spam. If it's not spam, I should be careful, something, something, something. I can't really remember the wordings to the
I,
email.
I get it. That email is usually under newsletters or promotional emails.
Okay.
So you probably did not subscribe to their email before, or rather, let's say you subscribe to their email through another means. Maybe you have been researching other organizations that have links with UNICEF. So your information was sent to UNICEF, and UNICEF usually send newsletters or promotional emails to people that they have their email that are on their email list. Then when
Oh,
you are sending your emails, your email is on their email list, you will receive such emails as well. And most times you cannot respond to the email. So
okay.
because the email is coming from a no reply email, and because you did not directly subscribe to them, you've never reached out to them personally, your email
Yeah.
your email is going to be counting it as spam. So it's going to be if you have security on your email, it's going to be prompting you that this email, this email address is not secure. So you should be
Okay.
mindful. The truth is some emails that you get, they are secure, but because you did not directly subscribe to them, you'll be getting such prompting that you should not send your sensitive information to this. So what you should do is you click on there's this thing you click on, whether accept or something like that on your email, to so that you'll be getting more emails from them, so that your email will not flag it as spam anymore. That is if
Okay.
you want it. However, what I do in such cases when my email is flagging an email that I received as spam, I will copy the email address. I'll put it on my cloud of ChatGPT and ask it, verify this email link. So ChatGPT or Claude will verify to see if it's a legit link. Because sometimes
Okay.
scammers, they send in emails using an email that looks like a company's email, so that when you click on it they'll be able to get access to your email or your phone or something like that. So when you're not sure of a particular email and the address, you copy the address, send it to your AI, ask it to verify the email address and see what it tells you, so you are even safer that way. So during the course of our class, I think week 7 or so, we are going to be learning how to use AI for our work, to make our work easier and faster and even safer. So we're going to be learning all of that. So that's that for the email you have
Okay.
received. You have to check and
Mhm.
confirm.
Thank you. Okay.
So any more question?
No, ma.
You are sure?
Yes, I don't have any question.
I'm assuming that you did not write. However, you can have access to our notes on the portal, on the student portal.
Okay.
However, it is
Okay.
for those who register. So perhaps if um, after our 2 weeks free class, you'll be able to gain access to the portal, so you can access our lesson notes, our videos, and everything. So you can always go back to our classes in case you want to revisit, revise, or check out something.
Okay. All right, ma.
So this is the end of today's class. On Thursday, we are having a practical class. So on
Okay.
Thursday, we're learning how to manage calendar practically. So you should be there. Class is like 2:30. So I'm expecting to see you in our next class on Thursday for our practical class.
Okay, ma.
So have a great day.
You too, ma. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you, ma. Bye.
Bye.